Hello everybody, Mackenzie Hagland here. This week on my channel I've been talking all about being in the moment. And of course Thursdays are about relationships. So today I'm specifically going to talk about being in the moment in those all-important relationships in your life. So think about it, a time when you were out at a restaurant and you saw a couple sitting there or a group of friends, and maybe you're guilty of this, they're all on their cell phones. They're not even connecting with the people that are at the table. They're checking Facebook, they're texting other people, maybe looking up information. I think we've all been guilty of that. We've lost, in some ways, the ability to connect with people that we're present with or sharing space with. And some of the reason for that is it can be very vulnerable sitting face to face with somebody. It can be raw, and some people aren't comfortable with that. I believe, though, that's where true fulfillment and connection happen, is when we're one-on-one with somebody and we're being vulnerable and raw with them. A story that happened recently in my life, I was out on a date with a guy and we were having a great dinner. I said to him, or I could hear music in the bar, and I said to him, "Oh, could we please go listen to that when we're done eating?" And he said, "Sure." So in my brain, was thinking, wow, what a great opportunity to connect with this person, to be a little romantic, share some quality time. And when we got over to the bar, there was a guy there playing a piano and he was singing. It was fantastic for me. I love live music. But the guy I was with quite literally sat down at the bar with me, his stool about 1.5 feet away from mine, and he was on his phone the whole time. He never connected with me. We didn't say 2 words to each other. It was really, in my opinion, awkward. I mean, why did you even come out on a date with me if you didn't want to be here with me? Anyway, that was a turning point in the relationship. Obviously, it didn't go anywhere after that. But it just talks about how, we are wanting to spend time with somebody and that person isn't even showing up. So let's talk a little bit about what happens when we're with people and we don't want to be vulnerable, or we're connecting outside of that relationship. So maybe we're thinking about all the things we have to get done and how busy our lives are. Maybe we're thinking about something that happened in the past. I mean, aren't we all sometimes a little overwhelmed by what goes on in our lives? Maybe we got in trouble at work, or the relationship isn't going quite the way we want it to, but we don't want to bring it up. So there's all of these uncomfortable feelings that can be present when we're one-on-one with somebody. So there's some things you can do to overcome that. And the first thing is put down those darn cell phones. I'm all about technology. I love the fact that when I'm at a restaurant, and we're talking about maybe going to see a movie, we can look that up. But put down the cell phone and the need to check Facebook or any social media while you're present with somebody else. Give that person the time they deserve with you. Also, if you have something going on in that relationship, deal with it, talk about it, bring it up. Because if it's just festering there in the background, it's very hard to be connected and one-on-one with that person. And the other thing is, stop thinking about all the things you got to get done and what you need to accomplish. You're focusing on things that don't matter right now in this minute. There are things you can't even do anything about. If you need to pay your bills, but you're sitting there with your spouse, you can't pay your bills right now. Instead, focus on the person sitting across from you. Get vulnerable with them. Recently, a friend of mine went out with another friend of hers who had lost her husband. And I said, afterwards, how'd the lunch go? And she said, well, we didn't even talk about her husband at all. Now, she had just lost her husband like a week or a week and a half before. And I said, well, why didn't you talk about, her husband? And my friend said, well, I didn't want to make her cry. And I thought, that just epitomizes not wanting to be vulnerable with other people. We keep things surface level because we don't want to make the other person uncomfortable. But I believe true relationship building comes from being able to connect and be vulnerable in the moment with people. So recently in my life, just a week ago, lost my grandmother on my mom's side. So I'm going to share with you a little video I created that shows me being in the moment with my family. This week on my channel I've been talking about living in the moment, and sadly last week we lost my grandmother, passed away from lung cancer, this week made a commitment that I was going to focus on my mom and her needs, that would come first. And this morning, last minute, my mom gave me a call, asked me to go with her to see my grandmother's last remaining sister, Aunt Betty. So I dropped what I was doing. I had plenty of work to get done today, but in this moment today for my family, the most important thing I can be doing is being with my mom. So let's just turn the camera here and say hi, Mom.
Hi. Hi.
That's Cousin Kathy there. We're headed up to see Aunt Betty. So anyway, today is about living in the moment and relationships, and I'm doing a little bit of both. Again, my name is Mackenzie. Check back in tomorrow. I have a great video coming your way that talks about being in the moment and being focused in your life, which is something that's not all that easy to do. If you've enjoyed today's video, I just ask that you click the like button. Better yet, subscribe to my channel. I would be honored to walk this journey of change alongside of you. Thank you.